Anyway, here, do not watch Avatar: The Way of the Water. Join natives and other indigenous groups about our world in boycotting this horrible and racist film. Our cultures were appropriated in a harmful manner to satisfy some white man savior complex. No more blueface. Lakota people are powerful. This got 46,000 likes and 12,000 retweets. Let me just say something, okay? You know, much respect to the indigenous activists, but like, everybody fucking likes this shit, and then they go and watch it. Okay, they just like, no one is stopping themselves from watching this. Straight up. Thousands of natives. Okay, so what is it? Oh, here. The reason why they're mad, the reason why indigenous activists are upset with James Cameron is because James Cameron said some fucking out of touch white guy shit that made it seem like he was victim blaming the Lakota Sioux people. Okay. Now, we found out about this thanks to the fucking Surfs TV, who like brought it to light, brought it to attention originally. Okay. Like, obviously, the first Avatar is literally just Pocahontas. It's the epic white savior movie. Okay. I mean, let's be real. That is what it is. It's a white savior movie. But also, it bangs. Okay. It slaps. It's very fun. It's a fun movie. I'm going to watch it. I'm just letting you know I'm going to watch it. And I will have zero ethical complications while doing it. You can get mad at me all you want, okay? Anyway. So there's that. But he was talking about the irony of this is like, the irony of this is that this out of touch white guy statement that is like victim blaming the Lakota. One, does two things. One, it ironically also recognizes much more about indigenous genocide than like what you would expect from an out of touch white guy, an out of touch white liberal, especially like James Cameron. And two, it is accompanied on a motherfucking Guardian article. This is like 12 years old. You seem kind of racist, bro. Bro, I'm not kind of racist. I'm the most racist, bro. If this is your metric for racism, holy fuck, dude. I'm the most racist motherfucker you've ever seen in your goddamn life, dude. Holy shit. Every single time I get another death threat from some fucking white supremacist Nazi for, writing for marginalized communities, I'm being extra racist in that time, dude. I'm so fucking racist, dude. You have no idea. Okay. I am. I mean, I've literally been banned off this very platform that you're chatting on for racism. Of course, it was anti-white racism, but still, nonetheless, I digress. Racism is racism. Am I right? Okay. So, as I was saying, so number one, yeah, he's out of touch. It's victim blaming. Okay. He's just like, oh, if the Lakota knew the situation, the contemporary effects of indigenous genocide, they would have fought way harder. That's what he said. He said that fucking like 20 years ago. Well, not 20, but I think 12 years ago. Anyway, now people are bringing this up. People are resurfacing this. He said this on a fucking article where you can see in the background, he has like face paint on, okay? Which I think is a little indecent. Why? Because he said this on a fucking article that the Guardian was, covering, where he was in Brazil, fucking fighting like fighting the opening of a fucking dam in Brazil to help an indigenous group of people who I cannot name. I don't know how to name their names, and I don't know what their name really is. Like, he literally 12 years ago in this article where he is being quoted, he's quite literally with the Xingu people, right? Is that the right? I don't know how to say it. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Like, look at this shit. Like, come on, dude. There's no bigger representation that you just only care about the aesthetics of something. Okay? You only care about the fucking aesthetics of something than anything else. And I know these are indigenous people that are saying this, so people are going to get mad at me for saying this. But come on, dude. Like, he's out here blowing up fucking dams and shit. And you're like, man, fuck that guy. Really, fuck that. He fucking hates natives. Like, do I think that like James Cameron is like fucking, I don't know, the best at understanding the native plight? No, probably not. But do I think he's done more than like everyone, including myself, to help natives in their plight? Not even here, but like in numerous other instances. Yeah, 100%. James Cameron is a fucking weird guy, dude. He's a big green guy, okay? He's a big green head. And he actually does put his money where his mouth is. So he's like one of the weirdest people to fucking actually get upset about. You know? And I'm sorry, anyone chirping about this, regardless of what their own personal background is, and I understand why indigenous people are upset about this, because it's power. You're powerless. It's totally just like a place of powerlessness. And all the other people that are elevating this are doing it because they want to be good boys. Okay. They're like, oh, I'm so good. I like this and retweeted it. And maybe I'll feel shameful when I go fucking purchase the large popcorn at the movie theater as I watch the latest James Cameron masterpiece. You know what I mean? James Cameron is guilty of favoring non-indigenous folks to play Na'vi, an alien race based on many indigenous cultures he appropriated from. This is a form of racist caricature. This reads like a Brad Trammell joke, dude. I'm sorry. It's just fucking. I thought we like put this stuff in. You know, we ended this stuff in like 2016. You know what I mean? And I was wrong. You know. Like, he's out of touch. Of course he's out of touch, but he's also like doing his best. You know what I mean? As far as like an out of touch rich guy goes, he's doing his fucking best, you know? This is a form of racist caricature known as blueface, coined after his infamous, where a creator appropriates many non-white cultures, blends them together indiscriminately or blatantly, and as white people play or voice them using fiction as a medium to necessitate and validate their world building. It's a combination of red face, black face, yellow face, and other racist tools creators use to justify not centering or validating the experiences, voices, faces, and bodies of black, indigenous, and other marginalized people of color. Ay, dude. Holy fuck. I mean, my mom is like this too. She like fucking pops off on Aladdin every time. She's like, oh, it's so orientalizing. I'm like, who cares? It's just like, it's old. Yeah, it's orientalizing. It's like, fuck it. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. Okay. It's just like, it's not real. Okay. It's like, too much. You've read too much. Okay. You've read too many fucking books at that point. And it goes for my mom too, okay? Seriously. And she has. I mean, she's literally fucking teaching at college, okay? The definition of someone who has read too many fucking books. Anyway. You did too much college. Do a little less college. Ignore libs, leftist books are dialectics. These posts are why people laugh at activists and advocates. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, it reads like a fucking, I feel weird making fun of like an indigenous activist, okay? I mean, it is weird. It's fucked up. I shouldn't be doing this, okay? But also, this comes across ridiculous. And I'm sure I'll get fucking canceled for this. And then, and by the way, if I ever catch any one of you motherfuckers replying to this person or anything like that, I will fucking launch you into the sun in a fucking spaceship. Okay? Shut the fuck up. Stop bothering these people. Just learn to look at it from afar and not do anything about it. Okay? You are not fighting a good fight. You are disgusting. You're an immoral piece of shit if you go bother a person like this. Okay? So that's number one. Just remember that. You know the rules. Anyway, don't be anti-literate. It's just like, I don't know. I don't know what to say about this, but it's like, ultimately, it's such a it's a perfect story to cover, specifically because like it literally revolves around a person. Like it's a news article from 12 years ago, so it has that fucking like outdated check. Okay, if I were to like run this through my is this serious meter? Okay, my meter comes back with holy fuck, shut the fuck up. Why? It's a 12-year-old Guardian article. James Cameron is expected to be like incredibly fucking out of touch as like a rich white dude who's a rich white liberal dude, okay? And the article itself is like the quote that you took. The quote that you took is from an article where like James Cameron is in Brazil talking to the tribal leaders of the Brazilian Xingu about a fucking dam that James Cameron was trying to stop the building of. Like, there is no better representation of a person like literally trying to do their fucking best. Okay? There's no better representation of a dude who's trying to do their fucking best than this guy. And people are just like mad. So mad. I don't know. White savior? Yeah, totally. I mean, he is. Have you ever said anything and everyone was like, yeah, that seems reasonable? Everything I say, people say that for the most part, I think. So, yeah. Why is it ridiculous? This kind of thing perpetuates stereotypes that are harmful. Even if the statement is from 10 years ago, this movie's coming out now and it's still racist. Why him doing his best, free him from criticism? Bro, at a certain point, you have to understand that, like, artistic interpretations are always going to exist. And given the fact that all art is fucking derivative, all art is going to draw from real world experiences when they're trying to draw analogies, okay? This is some pretty basic stuff. I don't know how else to describe it, but if you're freaking out about a quote that this guy made that is like, you know, out of touch, certainly, okay? Even in the quote itself, he recognizes the harm, the genuine awfulness of indigenous genocide. Like the quote that you're criticizing itself captures the oppression and struggle faced by the Lakota people and indigenous people in general. And only the last part of it is basically fucking worded in a way that makes it seem as though it's victim blaming. That's it. It's like the lightest form of like out of touch statement that you could have made. He's not calling the Lakota people savages, barbarians, anything like that. You know, any number of different things that you, if you are an indigenous person, have heard a million times over in the country where we had a fucking sports team called the Redskins not that long ago. And many people were still riding to fucking name it that way. You're literally quote mining from 12 years ago to fucking complain about some shit, dude. And the worst part about it is that the article itself is showing that James Cameron is literally putting his money where his fucking mouth is, okay? He never said any of that. You inferred that. He seems to be sincere. I don't know. You don't understand things, then you try. What do you mean? He did. He said if the Lakota people knew what would happen to their fucking, you know, great grandchildren, they probably would have fought harder, is what he said. And it's literally the lightest, oh my God, the fucking like lightest out of touch thing that he could have said, especially considering that he literally also understands the oppression and struggle and the contemporary issues that still exist as a consequence of that original fucking struggle and genocide that the Lakota people faced. Oh. I got a chicken. Chat is out of touch and SJW in the worst way. But what a lot of people don't recognize is that, like, this also, when you see a guy like this, who's like a beloved figure, and you also see a guy like this trying his best, and you see a guy like this say that, which is like a lighter quote than what you would normally expect from people who are conditioned into believing certain things in a fucking white supremacist, anti-indigenous society, okay, from their own social development, from their own, the way that they've grown up. You're moral grandstanding on a relatively light fucking infraction, making it seem as though it's the worst possible thing that could have ever fucking happened. I agree, but it feels wrong to go against indigenous people. I mean, I'm not. It's overcorrective. That's why this is overcorrective liberalism. It's hitting the fuck go back button way too hard. They end up face planting. Yeah. It's just like, if you're this mad about this kind of thing, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you're going to be really mad all the time. Except many people aren't. That's the other problem, okay? But in a society like this, all you're going to get is fucking land acknowledgments, okay? That's it. So have fun with that, I guess. You know what I mean? That's it. The only answer to this is land acknowledgments, okay? So what? If it's a fucking story about like aliens, if he hired native people, indigenous people in that position instead of like some white people, like what would have happened? Then people are going to say, well, he fucking also took from black tribes as well, but not enough black people were involved in it. Like, it's just, there's no winning in that regard. You know, people are still going to complain no matter what happens. So just shut the fuck up and do your best. You know, if you're, that's it. That's my take. Sorry, I don't agree with you. I don't care. If you don't agree with me, you're probably miserable. Okay. Or you're definitely not utilizing your moral compass in the identical, overly critical capacity to every fucking facet of art that you criticize. Because that's the reality. You would have to be quite literally the most miserable person on the planet. You would literally have to see so much struggle, so much oppression in every fucking facet, because unfortunately, that is what this society, what this civilization has been built on, okay? It's true. Now, there are two things you can do. You can do like, a constant fucking acknowledgement of the atrocities that have taken place for you to be able to get like the, $12 bucket of popcorn as you go watch the fucking latest Avatar movie, okay? And try to do your very best to make sure that you're not being a fucking horrific piece of shit. Or you could just be like, I'm not watching anything because there's no ethical consumption under capitalism. So obviously I can't consume anything. And I will sit through the top of the hour ad break at the top of every fucking hour, because giving you, a bad person who comes across as racist in this regard, a $5 a month subscription to avoid the top of the hour ad break would be unethical of me to do so. Okay? You can also avoid the ads by subscribing for free with a Twitch Prime. You can also avoid the ads if you get gifted a sub. Are those people criticizing me for that 12-year-old comment calling for better treatment of the tribes? No, I mean, this person is indigenous, okay? This is like an actually indigenous person. And they're upset, and they're doing a call to action. Okay? But like, don't get mad at this person in general. I don't even want to show their account. All right, here's the 3-minute ad break now, by the way. Derek Runts, thank you for the 10 gifted subs. And Quincy Bones, thank you for the 5 gifted subs, allowing 15 people to no longer see the ads. Like, people that are... The people that are upset about this movie or the making of this movie, like, I mean, okay, I guess... I don't know what to tell them, okay? I don't know. I don't know. Like, reservations have nuclear fallout in them. Like, people are living in nuclear fallout as a consequence of like endless above the ground nuclear testing. Reservations don't have access to clean water. Okay, there are massive problems caused by the socioeconomic violence of poverty that indigenous people are subjected to on a daily basis. I just don't give a fuck about a movie. I don't know. You know, I don't care. I don't think that like boycotting that movie will actually do anything regardless. And I ultimately would be a gigantic hypocrite if I were like, oh my God, I can't believe James Cameron has said that. That's really fucked up. It's like, what do you mean? He's out of touch, certainly, but he's done significantly more than me or 90% of fucking liberals with respect to like indigenous people. Okay? You are correct about this, but also Radlibs try to crucify you. There's no such thing as nuance and context for these people. I mean, I just don't care. Radlibs crucify me on a fucking daily. Okay? They do. And like, I'm not even saying that like, you know, I'm sure as a counter to this, people who are on the other side will say, this movie's actually really good for indigenous rights because it, you know, it shows you that, it shows you a indigenous struggle. And it's like, no, it doesn't. It's just a movie, man. It's just like fun. It's a fun movie. You just watch it. You eat popcorn and you go, oh, I like the fucking blue aliens. I want to fuck them. Okay?